Hello students, let's continue with the construction of the power diode. So after knowing the details of the constructional or the structural view of the power diode and signal diode, we conclude all these types of differences. What are the differences? How the power diode is better, it has better feature as compared to the signal diode. Is that signal diode is the most basic device. It operate in the low power level, means it is only it is a it's just a low power signal diode. It is for the low power devices. Okay, it is the low power device. It is used for the low power application. So but these are the features of the power diode. What are the features? It has high power. It is a high power device. It is used for high power level. It has large breakdown voltage. It has fast turn on and turn off time. Then it has low voltage drop and on state resistance across device when it's conducting, and it has the capability to dissipate large amount of power. So these are the possible features of power diode which we conclude from the structural discussion. So before going to understand the VI characteristics and the VI characteristics, how the power diode differ from the signal diode in VI characteristics, we first need to know the PN junction. What are the electronic principle? What is the physics, or what is the phenomena of the electronics principle? How the power diode work on the electronic principle? We will study. We will understand from the PN junction discussion. Okay, so let's start with the PN junction. PN junction. So let me draw a basic diode structure which has one P layer, one N layer. This is the PN junction. These are the terminal. This is metallic contact. This is the terminal. This is anode. This is cathode. Okay. In P-type material, majority charge carrier are hole, in N-type majority charge carrier are electrons. Hence, in P-type material, in P-type semiconductor material, the minority charge carrier are electron. And here the minority charge carrier are hole. Okay. So when we diffuse the P-type material with the N-type material, what happened? There is a diffusion between these holes and electrons, because here the holes are the majority charge carrier, means here the concentration of hole is greater and here the concentration of electron is greater. So when P and N type metal is diffused with each other, there is a diffusion between holes and electrons. So after the diffusion of holes and electrons, what happened? I will draw you in this region. What happened after diffusion? One layer is formed. This layer is known as depletion layer. How it will form? See, when holes diffuse with the electrons, and from this layer electrons diffuse with the hole, the remaining minority charge carrier are stored near this junction. Okay, these are the minority carrier from this layer and these are the minority carrier from this layer. So I will draw it separately. This is like this. Okay, this act as a simple capacitor. Here is one charge, here is one charge, this is the medium. That means there is some potential difference. The potential of this layer is known as barrier potential. Okay, so how we know that this PN junction will work, how the diode conduct. See, here is one potential form that is known as barrier potential. So after this PN junction formed, all the holes and electrons are diffused or combined with each other. After that, there is one layer will form. This layer is known as depletion layer, and the potential of this depletion layer is the barrier potential. So when this barrier potential is greater, then there is no further diffusion. Then what will happen? We need to apply some external source. We need to apply some external happen after formation of the depletion layer. So this is the P and N layer. Here the holes are majority carrier and electrons are minority charge carrier. In N layer, electrons are majority charge carrier and holes are minority charge carrier. When P layer diffuse with the N layer, there is diffusion in between holes and electrons. Okay, so after the diffusion of holes and electrons, see what happened. This line is the PN junction line. So after the diffusion of holes and electrons, so in this layer the remaining minority charge carrier are electrons or negative ions which are stored near this PN junction. And in this layer, after the diffusion of the electrons, the minority charge carrier, that is holes or positive ions, that is stored near the PN junction. So this will form a depletion layer, and after formation of this depletion layer, there is no diffusion between P and N layer, and then there is no conduction between P and N layer. So this is the structure of this depletion layer. I draw in a separate part. This is this side, the P side, there is the negative or the electrons near the PN junction, and in the N layer these are the holes or the positive ions near the PN junction. This layer form a depletion layer, and it act as a capacitor, and it has some potential. It carries some potential. The potential is known as barrier potential. So due to this potential, now there is no more diffusion from P to N layer. Okay, so what happened now? See, this is the anode terminal, this is the cathode terminal, already I told you, and this is the P layer, this is N layer. So now there is the depletion layer. Due to this depletion layer, there is no diffusion between P and N layer, and there is no conduction, there is no flow of holes or electrons. Then what we do? We put some external source. What is the, if we connect one battery like this is the positive terminal, this is negative terminal. When we connect this positive terminal to the anode and negative terminal to the cathode terminal, then what happened? This positive charge will this is a positive charge, and in p layer the majority is the holes, that is also a positive charge. So this positive of this battery will force or will force will force these holes to move away, because this is a positive charge, this also carry positive charge, so there is a repulsion force. So due to that repulsion force, these holes are forced to cross this junction. Again, the negative terminal of the battery connected to the cathode, and the electrons are the majority charge carrier in the n-type material. So here is also one, this is also negative, this is also negative, here is also one repulsive force. So due to this repulsive force, these electrons are forced to move in this direction. So during this process, the width of depletion layer will reduces. So after the reduction of the depletion layer, after the reduction of the depletion layer, the barrier potential, the potential difference between these two charges, the potential of this depletion layer will reduce. When this barrier potential will reduced, how? When VAK is greater than 0, and when VAK is greater than or equal to VB, then only there is again the flow of charge, there is again the flow of electron, there is again starts conduction in between p and n layer. So when we apply positive voltage across anode and cathode, when we apply VAK, that is when VAK is greater than 0, means we increase the value of VAK from 0 to higher level. When VAK will increase, it will reduce this depletion layer. That means when VAK is equal to the barrier potential or VAK is greater than this barrier potential, then the conduction will start again in between p and n layer. Understood? So next, and this condition applying of external voltage source to this p and n layer is the biasing this is the biasing process, and this is known as forward biased mode. Okay, this is the forward biased mode. Understood? So next is the another mode of conduction, that is the reverse bias mode. What is this reverse bias mode? Means the negative terminal of the battery connected to the anode and the positive terminal of the battery is connected to the cathode. So what happened in this case? VAK is less than 0, because here a reverse voltage is applied, a negative voltage is applied in between anode and cathode. So what happened? How this will work? Now when negative terminal is connected to the anode, then what happened? The majority charge carrier will attract towards this negative terminal, because this is positive charge, this is negative, so this will attract towards this negative terminal, and again the positive terminal of the battery connected to the cathode. So here also the majority charge carrier is electron, so now this electron is also attracted towards this terminal of the battery. So here the depletion layer will increases. How? Because if the majority charge carriers are attracted towards the terminal of the battery, then the remaining minority charge carrier are started to stored here. Understood? So in this way the width of depletion layer increases. So gradually when the width of depletion layer increases, gradually when the width of depletion layer increases, this part will overcome the real property of the p layer, and this part will overcome the real property of n layer, and this now this has the dominant property, and now this part is act like a virtual PN diode. Virtual PN layer, this here the more are the positive charge, here more are the negative charge, and then when this depletion width of depletion layer increases, this will act as a virtual P layer. This is virtual N layer. So when the battery positive terminal of the battery is connected to this and negative terminal of battery is connected to this, so this virtual P layer and this virtual N layer will break down. Means there is a process of diffusion started at some voltage point. At some input voltage point, there is a reverse breakdown. This reverse breakdown is known as reverse avalanche breakdown, and the current which flow through this PN junction is known as the reverse saturation current. And this at this mode of operation, the diode may get damaged or destroyed. So we should avoid this type of operation, this mode of operation in a diode. Understood? So now we see the characteristics. Okay, this mode of operation is known as reverse biased mode.